right, welcome to Sport Tour on Enterprise TV, where sport news from the four corners of the world are delivered at its best. If you are joining us for the first time, please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. My name is John Olasukomi, reporting for Sporting Duty this wonderful morning. And of course, joining me in the studio, we have Innocent making a return back to Sport Tour. Good morning to you, Innocent.
My pleasure. I think the Super Eagles have become darling of late. Anybody who would like to associate with them. A winner has many friends.
Yes, of course. That's what they say. The success attracts what? Many friends. All right, let's move straight to the camp of the Super Eagles, talking about the head coach. Super Eagles head coach Chelle has expressed his desire to win every game with the team. The Malian started his reign with a 2-0 victory over the Amavubi of Rwanda last Friday. Nigeria will welcome the Warriors of Zimbabwe to the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium on Tuesday today. He said, and I quote, "I talked to my players and I told them I want to win every game, so I am focused on the next game, which is against Zimbabwe." Now let's talk about the head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He said he already talked to his players. He wants to win every game. That is like, he's so sure of himself after that game against Rwanda, which you actually predicted, and your prediction came to pass. I think Innocent is now the octopus Innocent. But all well and good. The Super Eagles of Nigeria will host Zimbabwe this evening, 5 p.m. Nigeria time at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium. So what are your thoughts on this game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and Zimbabwe?
Eric Chelle has, they tell you don't change a winning team. He has a defense made up of a line of Bright Osai, Samuel, Calvin Bassey, all of them anchored by the man in the middle, Captain William Troost-Ekong. Nwabali is still the preferred goalkeeper. In the midfield, Alex Iwobi are still holding sway. He also picked the quartet of Ademola Lookman, the reigning African Footballer of the Year, alongside the Maisie pair of Simon Moses and Samuel Chikeze, with the front finisher, Victor Osimhen, whose brace is still sustaining. Yes, and so, historically, Nigeria holds the upper hand against the Zimbabweans, Nigeria has played 8 times with Zimbabwe. We've won 4, drew 3, and then we lost 1. That was back in an international friendly in 1981. One of the most memorable encounters was in 2005. It was a World Cup qualifier which came to nothing after Nigeria trashed Zimbabwe 5-1.
During the days of, Osazio Dewingi.
Vincent Nyama, Obafemi Martins, Victor Obinan Sofo, and the others there. But it's counted for nothing. We missed out on the ticket to Germany at the time. Nigeria is still also having one man against their wish in their memory. Thomas Partey, whose lone strike in Abuja ensured we were kicked out of the flight to Qatar. And to banish such a memory, Chelle is right in being determined to win all games. It is a game you lost that will count against you. Don't forget, South Africa sit atop this group with 10 points. And so the only way to climb to the top is by garnering your points. Nigeria should count on history and national pride and the individual ambitions of these footballers in their prime, who have literally lit up Europe from Italy, Turkey, Germany, English League. They should make this count by talking Zimbabwe by being alert and focused. You don't underestimate the Zimbabwe.
No, see what you just said now just made me remember, remind me of what is his name? The captain of the side, William Troost-Ekong. He said we have very intelligent footballers that are playing at that high level. So he now mentioned the likes of Osimhen and Co. So bringing all these players together, and of course, don't also forget that Eric Chelle tweaked that formation a little bit against Rwanda, whereby he dropped Samuel Chukwueze to the midfield just for him to support the attack at the same time support the defense. Do you want to see more of that, or you want him to play him in his own preferred role, that is playing Samuel Chukwueze from the flank, so that Super Eagles can get more goals?
Sometimes a coach reads the match the way he sees it. You read the game the way you see it. We've watched left-footed Ryan Giggs with Sir Alex Ferguson playing 10.
From the midfield, yes,
playing
of course.
3, playing 7, playing 11, playing 8. So it's good that Samuel Chukwueze is adaptable. That's where the advantage comes in, because even with that tweak, Chukwueze did not have a bad game at all.
Yes, of course.
And if you put Chukwueze in that position, he has mazy runs. By the time he goes on the offensive, he can draw fouls. And if we have a specialist with set play, that is an advantage for the Super Eagles.
All right, let's see how it goes. Before we leave the Super Eagles of Nigeria, give us your prediction today, Nigeria versus Zimbabwe.
Well, with the name of that stadium, I don't know the itinerary of the Senate president, but that's his name. God's will, Akpabio. I would love to have seen him in that stadium if he can, whenever a match is being played there. It is commendable that Senator Godswill Akpabio, in his days as governor, built an edifice which is now a gift to Nigeria. It's now a theater of joy, because football unites Nigeria, and Uyo is now an awesome destination for local and international travelers. If I want to be jolly, I would say we'll beat the Zimbabweans by 4-1.
Come on, about innocent.
Or 3-0.
Okay.
Those are my two scores. I think the Zimbabweans, who are yet to win any match, they've drawn all 3 matches, including against Nigeria in the first leg, will be eager to also redeem themselves.
Do you know why I won't agree with you? This game is going to be a tricky one, because even the president of the Zimbabwe has already promised these people $150,000 to beat the Super Eagles of Nigeria, even at all. Like you said, when it comes to history, they don't have it. It's been 44 years. They are here to get a win against Nigeria. So that's why I say it's going to be a tricky one. For me, I would say it's going to be a narrow win, despite the fact that we just went to Rwanda, and I mean to Amahoro Stadium to beat, what is it called, Rwanda 2-0. I don't want to say the celebration is still in their head, because this kind of a game is it is kind of a dicey game. They shouldn't be, overconfidence going into this game, because when I look at this team now, it's like they now have the full confidence to go into this game.
The Zimbabweans chased the Super Eagles into Nigeria on Saturday.
Yes, of course.
They arrived few hours after the Super Eagles. Head coach Michel Neys is looking to keep to 4-2-3-1 formation. I think they want to find a way through Nigeria's wing, because the formation in the middle is narrow. Knowledge Musona, their top man with 25 goals in his national career, will be looking to add one. He is chasing the goal scoring records set by their legend Peter Ndlovu at 37 goals. Again, we also have Kamabiliat. He has become Zimbabwe's joint 3rd most capped player with 57 appearances. And like I said, the Zimbabweans believe that they drew with the Super Eagles in the first leg. There is that belief that they can come off with a goal, even if it is not victory. And if the Zimbabweans scored first, they could break many Nigerian hearts and put us on the back foot.
All right. Okay, let's see how it goes. I go with a 4-1 or 3 goals to not. My one is 3 points. We must definitely secure that 3 points.
But 3 points is not a prediction.
I mean, I'm just saying that is what matters to me. 3 points. But my prediction is 2-0 in favor of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. All right, away from Super Eagles, let's move straight to Europe, to England. I mean, England extended Thomas Tuchel's 100% start to his reign as Reece James' first international goal inspired a 3-0 win against Latvia in Monday's World Cup qualifier. I saw that fantastic free kick from Reece James. It was indeed a stunner from the young man that just came back from injury not quite long. And of course, for me, he's still the arguably the best right back in Europe for me. Right, I'm talking about Reece James. And of
right
course,
back.
Of course,
ahead of Danny Carvajal.
That one is getting old. Danny Carvajal is getting old. In my own opinion, he's over 30.
If you have today, Carvajal and James, who would you start?
It's James. Carvajal, like I said, Carvajal is over 30.
Although, if you come to look at it, the return of Reece James has also improved the fortunes of Chelsea.
Even Chelsea.
Yes, so I think until that second half where Declan Rice burst forward, it was lackluster. Thomas Tuchel, the German, has been disvirgined in his national team career now, having done well at Borussia Dortmund, PSG, and then winning the UEFA Champions League barely 6 months with Chelsea. He's a disciplined tactician. He's a man for the cup. It was shock when many people saw him take over that appointment, but there we go.
For me, I believe it's the best thing for, the England national team. I know they had, what his name is, Gareth Southgate. He did well, in my own opinion. He played in the 2 finals. He rose back to back. He played at the semi-final of the World Cup. But they didn't need that coach with trophy mentality. So I believe that's the main reason why they went for Thomas Tuchel.
On paper, I would take Tuchel any day
ahead of Southgate.
But throughout the reign of Tuchel, it remains to be seen if he can match Southgate's record. Southgate, in recent times, is the best English coach
Yes,
ever.
Of course, I agree with you.
He has taken
100%.
them to many finals. Yeah, we may not like style, but the results are not. And, look at playing a World Cup final, I think.
Semi-final, Euros back-to-back final.
And playing Euros final, eventual losers to Italy at the time under Mancini, and then lost again to Spain. So, and the 2 opponents, England could have had a shout, but they were not disgraced, as it were. So Tuchel, and Tuchel is aware. He is German, he's not English.
Yes, of course.
I think that is a big motivation for him to prove that his employers didn't make a mistake hiring him in place of indigenous and Tuchel already he has the communication advantage. He is fluent in English.
Yes, of course.
We can see from his days in Chelsea, as is common with many Germans, Dutch, and the Scandinavians. So, well, kudos. It's a World Cup qualifier. Latvia, for now, not the opponent to use to access Thomas Tuchel, but you take them game by game as they come.
All right, and lastly, before we leave, let's just talking about England. What is his name? The talisman. Talking about Harry Kane now scored the 71 goal for England yesterday night. He's now the highest goal scorer. Scorer in England.
When Harry Kane departed for Bayern, I was one of those who was a bit sad. Fantastic record from Erling Haaland. But personally, any day I would take Kane over
100%. I would also take Harry Kane any day.
So I thought there should have been a striker in England to compete. Right now, of course, Mohamed Salah in Liverpool has risen to that challenge. Some boys in
even Alexander Isak,
Newcastle, and Aston Villa forward as well. And nowadays, you don't know what Manchester City team turns up. And then the frailties of Erling Haaland are getting visible. He hardly can dribble past more than one. I don't know if he succeeds. So Harry Kane doing that, I'm praying for Harry Kane to have a trophy to his name. People say, and then I think at Bayern, this time around, they are topping the Bundesliga.
Yes, of course.
And Harry Kane is also one of the key cornerstones.
And they are still in the Champions League.
And their boy coach, let me use that, Vincent Kompany, he's learning from the lessons, all the lessons for the second season. So I think under Tuchel has monitored Harry Kane in those duels between those London derbies between Tottenham, Chelsea. So he may know how to bring out the best from him. It's a good score for him.
All right.
It's a good score for him.
Good one for Harry Kane. All right, our time is fast spent. We just have to leave the studio. That's how much we can take on Sport Talk on Enterprise TV. And Innocent has been great on the show this wonderful afternoon. Endeavor to subscribe to all our social media platforms. Also visit our website www.enterprisetvnews.com. My name remains John Olaskomin. Thanks for watching.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.